Hi reception, thanks for coming to the second part of our maths video today. Now for our maths video you're going to need a tens frame. Now we sent you one of these. You can either have that printed or you can ask a helper to make one. You just need to make sure that you've got 10 spaces, tens frame. You're also going to need 10 objects, so you can use the same circles from yesterday if you've already got them, or you can go and get 10 objects. They need to be quite small though, because they need to fit inside your tens frame. So if you need to go and get those things, go and get them now. Okay, now your helper at the end of the lesson is going to need this that we emailed to you. So if you want to pause the video now and ask your helper to make sure that they've got this ready for the end of the video to do your independent work. You don't need to print it out, you just need to be able to read it. Okie dokie, let's get started. So this week we've started looking at a really big word. We've started to look at subtraction. Now pause the video now to remind your helper what this means. Super. Subtraction is when we take away from a quantity and we find out how many are left. Subtraction. We also looked at that word, quantity. What does this mean? Pause the video now. That's right, the quantity is an amount, how many there are altogether. Super. So in today's lesson, we are going to be learning how to use a tens frame to do subtraction problems. But first of all, let's see what we can remember. So I'm going to show you something here. We're going to use our 3 steps of subtraction that we learnt yesterday to solve a problem. Let's have a look. Oh, I've got some currant buns. I bet you recognise these, don't you, reception, from our class. Now, we're going to eat some of our currant buns. But first of all, we need to decide what. We need to figure out what. That's right, how many we've got altogether. We need to see what our quantity is, how many there are to start with. How could I do that? That's right, I could line them up neatly and I can count them. So I'm going to count them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 currant buns to start off with. Our amount is 5. Now you might supersize that, and that's super. Now, let's see. We've got Bertie here again. How many buns is Bertie going to eat? How many buns? That's right. 3 buns. Here he comes. So what does he need to do? If we're going to subtract 3, if he's going to eat 3 of them, what do we need to do? That's right, we need to take 3 away. Now, can I just take some? How do I know? How does Bertie know there's going to be 3? That's right, he's got to count them as he takes them away. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Now, can you remember what happens to our quantity when we take away, when we subtract? What's happened to our quantity? That's right, there are now fewer currant buns, aren't there? Our quantity has got smaller, it has reduced, it's got smaller. We've now only got 2 left because Bertie has gobbled up 3. Miss Beard forgot to do one thing. So let's see, we have counted up our amount at the beginning. We have subtracted, we've counted them away, taken them away. And what's our last thing that we need to do? We need to count how many. Now, I did this by supertising. How many currant buns do we have left? That's right. We can see that we've got 2. We know we've got 2. Well remembered, reception. You've remembered all 3 of our stages. So let's have a look at our tens frame. Here. So now here's my tens frame. So I've got some counters here. Now, yesterday we put our counters in a line like that, so it was easier to see our amount. Today we're going to put them onto the tens frame. Why do you think I'm going to put them onto my tens frame? Why might that be easier? Pause the video now. That's right. it's going to make it very, very clear and organised. So it's going to be really easy for us to be able to see. And we won't be making many mistakes because it's very organised and clear. So I've put my counters in each space. I'm going to have another little go. Could I do it like this? Can I do that? Why not? Pause the video now and tell your helper, why can't I do that? Fantastic. Each box has only one thing in. I can only put one counter in each box. So that's what I'm going to do. One counter in each box. Now I might be able to supertise that now because it's so clear. I can supertise there are 5 blue counters to start off with. The quantity is 5, but I'm going to count just to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was right. I've got 5 counters. Now let's see how many Bertie's going to want. He wants 1. I recognise that numeral is 1. So I remember that the next part of my subtraction is that I need to count out 1. 1. And I'm going to take it away. There we go. I can see that my quantity has got smaller. There are fewer counters there now. The final thing that I need to do, step number 3, I need to say how many are left. Now, I can supertise that. I can see there are 4, but I'm going to count to check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was right. There are 4 counters. Fantastic. 4 counters left after I subtracted 1. Now then, I would like you to get your tens frame because you're going to have a go with me. Get your tens frame ready and get all of your 10 items. Now, we need to get 8 of our counters. 8 of our counters. Now help us just really quickly. If your child is struggling to count out 8 counters, that's okay. If I say a number that is too challenging, for example, 8, you can change that number to 5 or below. So if I say 8, you can stop and say, we're going to get 4, and that's okay. All right, then, so we're going to get 8. So what's the first thing that I need to do? I've got my pile of objects here. What's the first thing that I need to do? That's right, I need to count out 8. So I'm going to count out 8 into my pile here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to get rid of those ones. If you haven't counted out your 8 with me, then you can pause the video and you can do it now. Super. So now that I've got my 8, how can I use my tens frame? What can I do? Can I put lots into 1? Can I do that? What did we say before? Can I do that? That's right. No, I can't do that because we can only put 1 into each box. So we're going to put, I'd like you to do it too, each one of our counters into our tens frame. Now you can do it like that, or you could do it like this. You could do it like that. There's still 8. It doesn't matter how you do it. You do it however you want to do it. I'm going to do it like that because I can see 8 really clearly there for me. That helps me a lot. So we know now that we've got 8 in our amount. Our quantity is 8. So we've done our first step. Now let me see. How many are we going to subtract? Do you recognise this numeral? That's right. We are going to subtract 5. So what do we need to do? Now, can I just grab some? What did we talk about yesterday? No, I can't. So I've got to count out 5 as I take them away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've taken 5 away. I'm going to move them away. If you didn't do that with me, you can pause the video now and you can subtract 5. You can count out 5 to take away. Fantastic. So what is the last thing that we need to do? What do we need to say? Oh, that's right. We need to say how many are left. Now, I bet we can subitize this. I think you can tell me how many are left without counting. That's right. We can see there are 3. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. 3 are left. So we started with 8. We took away 5. And that meant Miss Beard has really confused you there. Let's start that bit again. We had 8. We took away 5. And we left with 3. Look. 3 and 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Now, you're going to have a go at doing one on your own. So I would like you to start with 7 and now subtract 5. So start with 7, pause the video and get 7 in your 10th frame. Okay, now you should have 7 in your 10th frame. And now I'd like you to subtract 5. So pause the video now and subtract 5. Super. Now for our final stage, you need to say how many are left. Super. Now let's have a little go. So we started off with 7. So I'm going to get 7 in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're subtracting 5. So I know I've got 7 here. We're subtracting 5. So, what do I need to do again? Can I just, no, I need to count 5 away, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. And what's the last thing that I need to do? That's right. Say how many are left. Well, I can see there are 2 left. That was so quick. Right, we're going to do one more. Okay, so 9. You're going to start with 9 and you're going to subtract 7. You're going to start with 9 and subtract 7. And what do you need to say at the end? That's right. How many are left? So start with 9 and subtract 7. Off you go. Let's see. Did you say how many were left at the end? Let's see. So I'm going to start with 9. So I'm counting out 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I'm going to, what's the next thing? Subtract 7, that's right. So, what do I need to do? Well done, I need to count out 7 and take them away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. And what's the last thing that I need to do? That's right, I need to say how many are left. Look, what do you notice? It's the same as our other subtraction problem. I can subitize, I can see that I've got 2 left. Fantastic. Super job. Now, what you're going to do, you need to ask your helper to read you the problems that are on this sheet here. Now, helper, there's a little description there about what you can do to make it a little bit easier or a little bit more challenging. Remember, you've got to use your 3 steps. So we count out the quantity to start with. We take them away by counting, and then we have to say how many are left. Now remember to take photos of your work and send it to us so that we can see all the amazing work that we're doing. Well done, reception, today with your subtraction. See you soon. Bye.